the formula for creating bullshit videos. Conspiracy theory videos that get people, give people all these
I'm very interested in where you're going with this.
weird ideas. So it's a bit like the Gerald the Dolphin thing.
Okay.
Like how something started off with a story and then things started to evolve. Like from there, people started putting their own spin on it, adding details. That's a lot like what happened with the Giants Causeway. There's this video, right? And it's like scanning this like cliffside, and then what looks like a giant stone door just like closes
Oh,
in
no, what you're talking
place,
about, yeah.
and you see dust. Well, that video went viral, and okay, all I can say is this is what I think happened, is that the Irish people kind of leaned into it because they thought it was funny, and it kind of is attached to one of their local legends, that they did a newscast about what happened with the doorway, and they're like, yeah, we hear snoring in there.
And Finn McCool has gone into winter hibernation. Now, earlier today, 1 second. Oh, well, this is exciting. Earlier today, we're being told tourists and National Trust rangers saw the legendary Finn disappear into a magical doorway within the rock face here at the Giants Causeway. Right, I believe we have some footage that has been taken on a mobile phone. Let's have a look at it. Well, that footage is absolutely incredible.
And, they got these guys like putting their hands on the cliff face and like, no, I don't see any seam there, but we hear snoring. So it was an actual newscast that started out this way. And there's this legend of their local giant, and his name is Finn McCool. Sounds like he's in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, or like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But
I feel like my last name should be McCool. I would be Mysti McCool.
Mysti McCool.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you could. You're McLovin's aunt. If you go look it up, there are all these videos where let me get into the story that they're trying to tell. So they're like, once this geologist saw the stone door closing, that she calls Kieran Doyle and is like, tell me that this is fake, and that he said no. And so she goes to scan the mountainside with like some sort of density scanner, right? And that she finds like a cavern inside the rock. It's impossible, first of all, because this is like a solid slab of volcanic rock. Like, there's no way. But they mention a woman named Dr. Sarah Brennan was the one who did the scan. If you look up Sarah Brennan, she's a doctor of medicine and dentistry. She is not a geologist. Okay, so that was the first thing, because they think I'm not going to go look it up. I'm going to go look it up,
right.
okay? If you're going to bullshit me, do a good job. And then, so I watch the next video. Same thing, but her name is turned to Saoirse Brennan. Saoirse Brennan does not exist. Saoirse. And then next, Dr. Margaret Sullivan was the one who did the scan. Margaret Sullivan is an instructor of health and human rights at Harvard. Yet again, not a geologist. Anyway, so that bullshit aside, they start saying that they have like thermal scanners, and they're scanning, and there's 6 figures in the cavern, right, facing the door. They scan again a few days later. One of them's missing, right? So the formula of the bullshit is that they throw out these names, and these names are real people. They're just not geologists.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Couldn't they have just like found an actual Irish geologist? Because if I would have looked it up and I would have saw that this person was an Irish geologist, I would have been like, it would have led some credibility to their bullshit. But no, they couldn't even do that. And then, the figures are disappearing. They're 7 to 8 feet tall. And they thermal scanned it, and that they had like 99 degrees, like a human. Like that was what they were showing. And they've got like all of these like thermal videos, and it shows this creature with like this thermal video of a creature with a tail walking, and it's just like that happened with, have you heard of that conspiracy theory that the earth is going to lose
Gravity
for
for
7 seconds? Well, it's the same kind of thing. They throw out a timestamp date or a time on what is supposed to be August 12th. That's like military time.
Yeah.
So that makes it sound more legitimate, and they throw out these, statistics and stuff, and, protocols on what you should do. And that's not how gravity works. Gravity is dictated by the mass of the planet, not, what did they say? Two gravitational waves from colliding black holes intersecting at Earth. Now, none of us know what the hell that means. But it's like, it makes it sound like scientific, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they get people. But I don't get what people like, what kind of pleasure they derive out of it. Does it make them feel good about themselves? Look, I bullshit all these people. It should make you feel like a douchebag. But for some reason, it doesn't, And another thing, though, on August 12th, that is the date of a solar eclipse. So when people start to look up, it's the date of a solar eclipse, they're like, oh, okay, so that, like, lends credibility. But a solar eclipse doesn't have anything to do with gravity. So, yeah, I've been just deeply dissecting bullshit for the past 2 days. I was like, please stop. Just stop.
It's Finn McCool, dog.
It's Finn McCool, man.
Finn McCool.
Oh, and look, if you want to get into Finn McCool, okay, famous, and the Irish people are going to hate me for this, famous coward, Finn McCool. The story goes, famous story, and this is about the Giant's Causeway, how he had a rival in Scotland, another giant. I don't know how this giant was his rival, considering he'd never seen him before. So he took all, because the Giant's Causeway is made out of hexagonal blocks that cooled at such a low temperature, because it's cold in Ireland, that they made these hexagonal columns, so that he put them to cross the sea to get to Scotland. And he gets to Scotland, and he realizes the other giant is like 3 times the size of him. So guess what he does? He turned tail and ran back home. Hid in a bed. His wife was like, oh, we're going to dress you up like a baby. So this Scottish giant, I don't even think I put the name of the Scottish giant. No, I didn't. Came to his house looking for him, and he was, in the bed like a baby. And one of the stories said the giant was so mad that he wasn't there, he went back to Scotland, smashing the causeway. The other story says that if this is Finn McCool's baby, he must be enormous, and this gigantic giant ran off scared. So I don't know. Either way, Finn McCool turned tail
You
and
would
ran.
think if you were a giant, you just wouldn't be a sissy fuck, but I guess.
Well, I mean, apparently he's the tiniest of giants, Finn
oh,
McCool.
he's just a tiny giant.
And another thing that goes along with that scan of 7 figures in the cave, Finn McCool was supposed to have 7 warriors that were waiting for a time when Ireland really needed them, and that they would wake up and come and save Ireland. So at least somebody did some research
Yeah.
on, the mythology of the area. It's like the only thing they sort of got right. But, yeah. He ran home and pretended to be a baby. There's your
I
hero,
don't even want to
people.
know, Finn.
Look, all right, Finn. I guess your 7 warriors do all the dirty work for you, and you can just go pretend to be a baby.